Hello YouTube. I'm about to do a video and it's going to be some breaking news. We obviously figured this would be Gilbert Gottfried, as you can see by the picture. May he rest in peace. And I want to give my thoughts and how I feel, even though he's already passed, that he can't hear what I have to tell him, but just to talk about my details on him, to give my opinion and describe the type of person he is. He is a legendary actor that I've known. He used to play as Iago. As people who know who Iago is, he happens to be the parrot, an evil parrot who was assisting Jafar in Aladdin. He's also a super villain that happened to be Superman's enemy in the DC Comics series, in the animated series, known as Mr. Mixia Spitlick. And one thing I do respect about Gilbert Gottfried, he obviously is not the perfect person, but he has a very unique voice, which makes him very funny, and which is what got him to where he is right now as an actor. And if I'm also familiar, he also did that horse from Family Guy, that Peter Griffin was riding in Escape from Texas, when they thought that when the people from Texas thought that Stewie was a homosexual, but he was really just doing a cosplay as a female, and then they were after the family. But I know it seems like I'm going off topic. I'm just explaining from the movies and the shows and the animated series that I remember him by. And unfortunately, he died from a form of heart failure known as ventricular tachycardia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Again, you guys can correct me in the comment section. I think that was also mentioned by one of his family members. And after he died, apparently his Twitter bio did get hacked by somebody, and then someone, I'm guessing it was posted in an Instagram account, it was on OnlyFans, and people are explaining how that he has passed away. And there are some people who commented like good riddance, which is really messed up, because I'm trying to figure out whether that person is even trolling, or if they know something that I don't know, that I'm clueless about. That's something that Gilbert Gottfried did behind closed doors. But again, he will be missed. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I also want to give a shout out to my close YouTube buddies, my close YouTube friends who decided to do a video on this, and I want to be able to commemorate with them. And the people that I'm going to bring up is X-Man 1991 and Halo MCR. And I'm glad you guys did decide to do a video, because you guys encouraged me to do the same. And I understand, because we're from the 90s, so it's like we kind of like, though we don't may not know each other personally, at the same time it's like there's something in common that we were born in the 90s, and we were to know a lot about Gilbert Gottfried for the career and the movies that he's done in his history. And that's something that we're familiar with. We can be able to talk about it, we able to share our thoughts, and then be able to have this conversation if we ever had the chance to. So, but it would be great if we could discuss. But like, you don't have to do it in person. You can just literally just type down below the comment section. But I feel like for me it's necessary to do this video in case you guys are wondering. So I'll be sharing this video on YouTube, and you guys will be willing to hear what I have to say again. It is a very unfortunate, like, although people are saying I was kind of thinking that I thought maybe it had something to do with cancer, but then I thought maybe there's some, like, the social media was trying to flip the story. They're trying to change the story and try to make it seem like another cause to create more controversy, again, to get more attention. And what I mean is trying to build up attention so that they can get a lot of like publicity for the story that they're trying to make. But again, it sucks, especially for somebody who died and the person doesn't have the opportunity to defend themselves, to speak out. And if someone were to use his name for like trying to gain publicity, trying to gain a bigger rep, then I can guarantee there are family members that will not condone it, and they'll have second thoughts and disagree, it may decide to I'm not gonna say they're gonna confront the person, but they're gonna argue and try to be able to speak out against the person, or they, even though even asking or pleading is not gonna really do much, but they feel that it is just not necessary for that person, especially if if they, the family is grieving. It sucks for the family that's grieving because they're gonna have a lot of people talking about this situation, and then they, even though they all they want to do is not dwell upon it upon in the past and try to move on and be happy. So it is a good thing to show some respect, but at the same time, this is like, you gotta be able to share your condolences and not try to use like that. And the one I'm trying to also say is that people will try to use his past. Is crazy though. When some all of a sudden when someone passes away, I noticed this trend. When someone passes away, they try to use their past to to put to basically bash that person, while they're not there to defend themselves, to actually criticize somebody, to say that they weren't entirely a good person, even though that's not really the point. Is to let people know that someone important in several people's lives has passed away, and that they still deserve the respect. Like, it honestly all depends on the person, as long as they're, like I said before, as long as they're not going their way harming innocent people, they're actually trying to build their career, they're trying to focus on themselves and not bother anyone, it shouldn't be an issue. People do make mistakes, I understand. They're not always the best decisions, they can always be bad decisions. But there are people who, there are times where people actually do regret those decisions, and they want to move past that and then be able to, I'm sure they'd be willing to apologize, but for them it just feels awkward because they feel embarrassed to apologize because it shows some sort of weakness. But again, the weakness is that people are willing to bring up their bad histories then when they're not around to speak out, which is really irritating because it says a lot about the person that brings it up. That if they really want to address the situation, they should have done it while he's still alive. And too bad and unfortunate he isn't. But because the point is that, if you bring up someone's bad history, you should be able to bring it up while the person's still around to be able to defend themselves. But because they've used that as an excuse, is that because now that person's not around, they can just say whatever, and then people will just immediately buy into their story. But that's not the point. And like I said, you have, in order for that person that need needs the opportunity to speak as well. They need to be able to defend themselves. But again, I don't want to go too far into details. I don't want to make this tragedy seem like an argument. I'm not trying to escalate it. Again, I'm just talking about what may be the case, because apparently, like I was talking about, someone did say, leave a negative tweet about him, a negative comment, talking about Gilbert Gottfried, saying good riddance, or thank God, or like fuck him, whatever, because they're thinking that there's something that, whether, I don't even know how somebody you don't even know offends you, if they didn't do anything to you, whether you might know in person, but it's like, we just never know because they didn't explain themselves as to what they have against him. Because whether he had a bad past, as long as maybe as he tries to plead forgiveness, whether he has any issues, again, he can, right now, like I said, there's nothing he can do about it. But considering with how much he's been suffering, he should be able to rest in peace. And again, uh, my shout out to you guys again. You can leave your comments down below, and obviously you're going to be expecting more content from me. Also, be sure to check for more upcoming videos in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you, and have a nice day, you guys.